This is Ariel Borujow, and I'm here with Nod Factor, and you're at C4 Studios in Stadium Red in Harlem, New York. Some of the work that I've done, obviously, some of you know I worked for Puffy, or Diddy now, for about 8 years. Did mixing for T.I., worked with Just Blaze, Kanye West, Mario Winans, list goes on. Most of my time these days is spent working a lot with some of the more known independent artists. Just finished a project with Emilio Rojas that I co-executive produced with Green Lantern called The Natural. Actually, we just dropped it today, which is the 18th, and I think we're pretty much 3.5 hours in, and we're over 3,000 downloads already, which is a good thing. I know a lot of studios are dropping off the face of the earth right now, and you know we're reviving that up in Harlem. So that's what it is. The studio was actually around for years. It was actually owned by Ornette Coleman. Ornette Coleman was jazz pioneer. Used to be on Atlantic Records. If you don't know who he is, definitely do your research. He's, you know, the forefather of avant-garde jazz. Ornette closed this facility down about 4 years ago, and it was reopened 2 years ago by a gentleman named Claude Stanow, who's the owner of the whole facility. So another person I forgot to mention is super producer Omen, who also has a room here, the Studio B, who he works out of here a lot. Recent projects, he's working on Drake's new album. Just yet this week, I guess we found out that one of the tracks he's done with 40, who's Drake's engineer and producer, got on Lil Wayne's new mixtape, and I guess it's the single off the mixtape they're pushing. So a lot of good things are happening up here, and you know, we're just making music and having fun.
Okay.
There's the fact that no studios are around as much as they used to. The younger guys who are getting out of school aren't able to learn and apprentice under engineers, which is really how I learned how to do it. You know, I was interning for 2 years. I was an assistant engineer, which I feel was the path to go. I assisted for 5 years, and that path is important because it's free school and you get to learn with different engineers and their techniques, and that's what's lacking. It's like the kids nowadays get Pro Tools and they all think that, you know, I mean, I see guys on Twitter and, you know, everyone talking about how, you know Pro Tools, and it's like, you know, no disrespect, but, you know, you might know Pro Tools. Congratulations, you're a computer operator. You know, it's a wonderful thing, but, you know, the training comes with the ears and the years and learning of the sound of records, and, you know, just hands-on and having the experience of mixing the records. Because I do a high volume of mixing these days, one of the most critical things is the fact that I can instantly recall my mixes, but I still want to keep that analog warmth to my sound. So what we have here is we have what's called a dangerous summing box. It's an analog summing box that works similar to an analog console. It has 16 inputs, right? And basically when you press it in, 1 and 2 become separate mono inputs, and when you press out, you have a stereo input. So the way that the Pro Tools HD works is you have 16 outputs coming out of there, going directly into here, all right? Out of here, I love the SSL. I used to mix on SSLs all the time, so about 8 months ago, I bought an SSL compressor from SSL. Big shout out to them. They came up here and talked me into it. And basically from there we go into an Apogee Rosetta, which I have an endorsement with them. They're very good to me. Big shout out to them because they're awesome. And from here I go digitally back into Pro Tools. So basically I'm getting the best of both worlds with the high-end conversion and the analog. And of course I clock everything using the Big Ben. So whenever I mix, I really like to split my outputs up, because what I like to do is you get more headroom than just mixing everything and cramming it in the box, which there's some guys that really mix great in the box. I've done some really good records that I mixed in the box on, you know, a professional level and an indie level. that sound really good, but this is really my comfort zone now, and it took me a couple years to put this system together, but now I have it.